I'm Caitlin Prestawa, and I'm going to present about the analysis of the self-determination theory in CrossFit versus traditional gyms. So, what is CrossFit? Before I explain about CrossFit, I'll just explain about my involvement in it. So that's me over there after I got a PR. And I have been going to CrossFit since 2022, so like a year and a half by now. And I am a level 1 instructor, which means I attended the certification course to be a trainer. And I go to CrossFit 401, as you can see on my shirt, at home, and a place called CrossFit Tilt when I'm at college. So CrossFit it's a sport, workout regimen, and global community that was founded by Greg Glassman in 2000 and has grown ever since. Now there are 5 million members worldwide and 15,000 affiliates, which are CrossFit gyms. Each of them has their own name, but they are all related to the CrossFit brand. And there are 1-hour group classes, so everybody works out together and there's a coach, but everybody obviously could do the movements at their own level. And the definition of CrossFit itself is constantly varied functional movements performed at a high intensity. Constantly varied in terms of time, modalities such as weightlifting, conditioning, or gymnastics, or in terms of duration of the workout, how many movements, so many different things to vary, so it makes it more exciting. There's functional movements, means that the movements in CrossFit are things that are done in real life. So for example, a burpee is just getting up from laying down. A clean is picking something up off the ground, so they will help you throughout your whole life. And performed at a high intensity just means that the workouts aren't really a lot of resting, it's usually going all the time. And a lot of people find that exciting. So I'm just gonna give a little demonstration of volume. So some people think that CrossFit is detrimental to mental health because they believe that it might create perfectionism or obsession with body image and showing off. But actually, CrossFit drastically improves the mental health of its athletes as it engages members in physical fitness for intrinsic reasons and genuine love for the process rather than the results. And through my research, I have found that it is in fact traditional gyms that are detrimental to one's mental health, as they lead to comparison rather than collaboration and obsession with results rather than process. So here is just a CrossFit community. You can see everybody's happy. This is our Thanksgiving workout, and I am right there. My mom is right there. So community. So here is a visual comparison, more videos. So I'm going to show these 2 videos. This is, I'll play it through a few times. This is, yes.
Actually, let's,
Yes, the volume is very not needed. It's just there. All right, thank you. So, in traditional gyms, this is a little demonstration. And in CrossFit gyms, here's a compilation of my videos where I'm interacting with the other people who I go with. Play that one more time. So you can tell the difference here. Most people go to traditional gyms alone, maybe with one friend, but just go through repetitions on their own. And as you can see over here, I am always interacting with other people. They're helping me with the movements, and the movements are fun and exciting. So I will explain in a few moments about what that means, and we are going to analyze it through the self-determination theory. So what is the self-determination theory? It is composed of 3 basic human needs that all lead to a positive motivational climate. So the 3 basic human needs are autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy is doing something because it aligns with one's values and because of intrinsic motivations rather than extrinsic motivations and end results. Competence is believing in oneself that one is able to do something, and relatedness is just a sense of belonging. And through the studies that I researched, in the Journal of Sport Behavior, there is a quote, "Participants who attended CrossFit more frequently had significantly higher levels of basic need satisfaction across all three needs." And this is through a study that they conducted and is a scholarly peer-reviewed source. And in another scholarly peer-reviewed source from the Journal of Health Psychology, a graph is shown here that represents the general belongingness in CrossFit gym members, dark blue, and traditional gym members in light blue. And you can see that in CrossFit gyms, people feel like they belong more, likely because of that social aspect and relatedness. So how does this connect to mental health? How do the three basic human needs in the self-determination theory actually impact mental health? Well, the journal Frontiers in Psychology published a scholarly article that states much evidence support that autonomous motivation contributes to psychological well-being by either enhancing positive mood states or diminishing negative mood states, which means that for anyone who has those basic needs satisfied more, they're going to be in a better mental space. And some of these negative mood states that it can avoid are body image issues, low self-esteem, depression, and eating disorders. All of those can be found when somebody has the opposite of self-determination, which I will cover in a few moments. So this is what the self-determination theory is not. So the opposite of autonomous motivation is controlled motivation. Controlled motivation means that you are doing something because of the end results, and you are only focused on that. But being only focused on the end results can cause you to not enjoy the process and not want to work as hard as the process, and then also to try to self-sabotage if you don't see those results in time. If you had autonomous motivation, however, you would be constantly enjoying what you're doing, even if you're not seeing the results yet, you're getting the satisfaction from what you're doing. Competence, the opposite of competence is a perfectionist mindset. Competence means that you believe that you can do something, and you see all of the small improvements, you're believing in yourself. But a perfectionist mindset, kind of similar to controlled motivation, it's you think that if you're a failure at one thing, you're a failure at all things. So not seeing the results that you want to see because of your controlled motivation leads to a perfectionist mindset. And then the opposite of relatedness is estrangement, and that's just when you don't feel like a sense of belonging and you don't feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself. So how does this apply to CrossFit versus traditional gyms? So in traditional gyms, autonomy is not seen, and for the most part, the research shows that controlled motivation is seen. The structure of traditional gyms is that they have a bunch of machines that you can just go through repetitions of isolating one muscle and having your muscles grow stronger. Or the cardio machines where the whole point of it is just to get better stamina and just lose weight. So because these are the offerings that the traditional gyms have, it is very hard for somebody, what?
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, it's very hard for somebody to find any reason to go rather than losing weight or gaining muscle. Competence means in traditional gyms, it might be hard to believe that you can do something because you're seeing all these people who might do better than you and you're only focused on the end results, and it might be detrimental to your mental health. Relatedness, that could be on a spectrum. You can bring somebody, but most of the time you work out on your own. But in CrossFit gyms, the movements, as I showed, are more exciting and fulfilling within the process itself. It's not just isolating one muscle, and you feel amazing after, which means that you want to go because of how you feel, not because of how you look. Competence, you are believing that you can do something because there's a group atmosphere. Everybody supports each other. The coaches support you, and also everything can be scaled. It's actually something that we learned in the L1 course, and it's a very big part of CrossFit is scaling down to each member's level. And relatedness, of course, there's a whole community. My CrossFit gym is having a Christmas party and competition. We have to choreograph dances together for the final. It has a very high sense of belonging. So After analyzing the fact that self-determination theory can improve your mental health in a gym setting, can it be applied to all aspects of life? And the answer is most likely yes, as long as you figure out some plans that can help you do so. And this can be something that future scholarship can study and maybe improve everyone's life as a whole. And this is my work cited. Thank you for listening to the presentation.
Questions for me?
Alexander?
How do people deal with the initial gym intimidation of joining CrossFit?
That is actually a really good question. So I think that there's not enough, like people hear about CrossFit, they think it's like really hard and really intimidating. I just feel like there's not enough like awareness about really you can do anything. Like you can go at your own pace. There's scaling. Like people at CrossFit gyms, they snatch 200 pounds, but then you see a person over here snatching the bar. So I feel like if you educate yourself and prepare yourself and know that there's going to be other people in the gyms that are not at the highest level ever, then you will feel welcome when you come in. Nina?
Favorite PR?
Oh my God, yesterday we did max cleans and I just cleaned 170 and I don't know what it is, it's this thing. But yeah, Jack?
Oh, I said, what made you want to get into CrossFit?
So my mom, obviously I showed the picture, my mom was there, my mom did it, and also my travel team for softball, we did like an 8-week program with this CrossFit place. Coincidentally, it was the same one that my mom went to, and I just was like, wow, I'm kind of already involved in it anyway, so I just became a full-time member.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, in that picture, it seems like a lot of like older people. Like, why do you think that's the trend?
Because it costs a lot of money. That's 100% why. Some gym memberships, like the one that I go to here, I go for free because I'm an intern there, but it's $220 per month, and that's not really something college students can afford. I do pay for a membership at home, but I feel like it helps. My mom is involved in it, so she kind of pays for that. I feel like young people only do it if they're like related to somebody who also knows the benefits of it. But yeah, thank you so much for the questions.